Hey guys, it's a little Sunday tip from the Mary Hellion here, because something came to my attention, and y'all know I love a lesson. Ask my children, drives them nuts. But it's been funny over the weekend. Different people have been texting, calling, whatever, knowing that I just got back from Los Angeles. I had to call Sandra, my office manager, the other day, because I was going back to work on yesterday, and I just said, you're gonna have to move that forward. There's no way I'm going to make it in at 11 o'clock because I've been back 3 nights at that stage and I hadn't managed to get to sleep before 6 a.m. It's just, my clock thought it was 10 p.m. and I'm a 3 a.m. kind of girl. So, yeah, it's a recipe for a little bit of disaster if you're trying to jump into a timeline that does time. So, it just really struck me, though, because it was really interesting watching different people's reactions to things. Some people are like, oh, my God, yeah. People who've traveled extensively, people who've traveled across the globe, people who watch programs about travel, had some kind of concept of the fact that there is a huge delay and that when the body has gone over a certain period of days, it begins to reprogram. Circadian rhythms are completely screwed up. It begins to reprogram and try to adjust to where it is. It's trying to be present when it's actually somewhere in the past or somewhere in the future. It's fascinating. So it was really interesting seeing some people who were like, oh, yeah, no problem. No, I need to get in then because my back has been killing me and I'm waiting and whatever. And then there are other people who are like, what's wrong with you? Why is it taking you so long to adjust? It's been 3 freaking days, man. You've been back. And then there are other people who are completely sympathetic because they have insomnia like I do, and they're like, oh my gosh, what is that like? And I'm like, actually, it's really fun. I've been painting all night, getting a bunch of stuff done that I don't usually. I personally love the jet lag period. I know it's inconvenient in regards to timing and appointments and meeting other people's needs. But for me, it's something I actually really enjoy. I love the jet lag period. But anyway, I just thought it was a very relevant message today because, you've got different people who are coming at you from different angles, some with complete sympathy, some with complete understanding because they've experienced the exact same thing, some people with empathy for you and what's going on, other people who have no idea because it's not something that was ever in their concept of, they've never been out of their own county or, the idea of your body thinking it's 8 hours earlier than it actually is. Why am I hungry in the middle of the night? What's happening? Why can't I sleep in at 6 a.m.? And they've got absolutely zero concept of that. But what they're bringing to the equation is their needs, their understanding of the world around them in that moment. And so it's really funny how we get into judgment and people get so caught up in what other people think about them and how they judge them. And, we give so much power away to other people's opinions. And I thought, this is a really neat example of how that actually works because, you're going through something that you're exclusively going through based on your own personal story. And then what happens is other people begin to come into your story and some are like right behind you and cheering and they get it and they understand. Others are furious because now you've disrupted their timeline with your story. And then others just simply don't get it. And so we allow ourselves to build this perception of our worth, our value on other people's judgments based on their experience that is similar to ours or their lack thereof. And I think it's really pertinent right now to just pull the plug on that and go, hey, if you sit and worry about what other people think about you or what other people think about your life or how you're handling yourself, use this example. I've just flown back from Los Angeles. My body is on a different clock, on a different time schedule. I'm not as young as I used to be. I never did this trip at 55. I've done it at 54. I've done it at 53, 52. Each year changes. And I'm going, oh, this is interesting. I seem to be staying awake a lot longer than the last time. And so you roll with what life throws at you. But if you allow everyone who wants a peek in at what's going on to create a picture of who you are or what you are, or whether you're responsible or whether you're caring or whether you're a good person, Have a think about that. Isn't that silly? I mean, it's just crazy. Now, that hasn't happened to me, and I don't think I'm like, oh my God, people are accusing me and stuff. I was just like, no, this is a really an interesting way to frame it up, because I got the chance in a short space of time to get so many different people's reactions to me needing to change my my time schedule on Saturday. I'm gonna be dragging in tomorrow at 11 a.m. y'all, because I still have it. Last night, I think I saw 5:30. The night before, I'd seen 6:30. So I'm gradually creeping backwards. I'm gonna do it though, because there's no better way to break it than to just get in there and break it. But I also didn't want to be irresponsible on Saturday, only 3 days later, getting in a car, driving, making decisions about people's health, having my hands around people's necks. You know, there's a lot of factors involved in that. And so you're running things through one filter. Other people are running things through a different filter. And then if you sit in a space and allow those filters and those judgments to shape the perception that you have of yourself, wow. Yikes. So this is just your friendly reminder to remember that nobody is experiencing the world the same way that you are. And everybody who is coming into your life and presenting you with an opinion or a really good plan or an option that's better than the one that you're doing, remember that they're running it through their own filter of experience, and that might not have anything to do with what you're experiencing in this world. This is your life. These are your stories. These are your experiences. And, you know, while we want to try to be good and kind and people who are here to really experience all the joys and the ups and the downs that life have to offer, you're here for you. Remember that. You are here for you. Have a very happy Sunday. I'm going to get a cup of coffee, y'all.